What is up, guys? Wraec is here with another live stream, and today Ulmus raid up. I can't happen to notice that we didn't see that squirrel before. He has a squirrel, so maybe we underestimated him. But first of all, welcome Nguyen, Hyson, May, Rico, Wolfie, Christian, Fanto, everybody here. Let's have a nice time. Let's see if we can get some nice raid up recruitments right here. I hope I have enough. I got 7,000 dragon crystals to make sure we have 50k gems or something like this, so I'm pretty confident. We should get lucky, I hope. Zausha Royal will be nice. Yeah, I was a bit afraid we had to stop this live stream or delay this live stream because actually just a few hours ago, 3 hours ago, there was no electricity in my area. Like, nowhere. Never happened before. Not seen that yet. There was just no electricity. Somehow everything went dark. I was just relaxing on my couch, just chilling a little bit, trying to collect some power for the stream. And the room where I'm relaxing, where I made myself kind of a gaming room, you can say, is in the basement. And, well, suddenly everything went dark. Everything went dark, so I went outside, I checked, because I want to see if it's just my house and I have to... Maybe there is a short circuit or something somewhere. Might happen, you don't know. And I went outside and every building was dark. Every building was dark. So, was something that I've not seen before. Even the street lighting was dark. Usually it doesn't happen, but, well... Always new things, some nice things, but this time around no electricity, so not that nice. Hello from Cyprus, have a nice day all. I hope you have a nice day as well, Andreas. I hope so, and we'll make it a bit sweeter with some nice rate up summons. 25 tickets only, but we have 62,000 gems, so that is rather nice. Let's go, I'm interested to see if it's actually worth it. Well, the prediction at the start was probably not, but we haven't really checked out his skills. Maybe we do that. Ulmus, no squirrel there, so probably not overpowered. Yeah, we saw the first part, we analyzed that in a video if you've seen that. We didn't see that yet. Ulmus gains a 25% HP, value determined by the caster's HP shield. That lasts 10 seconds. When the shield breaks, it deals a bit of damage to surrounding enemies. If almost rooted, he will grant the shield to the frontmost ally instead. Devilman membership for 21 months. Every time I see your membership, mate, honestly, I don't think I did it that long. Didn't think I did YouTube for that long. 21 months, and I even did that before, so probably we're now at the 2-year mark. That's insane. Thank you, mate, for supporting me for that long. That is really quite something. Don't play but just want to hear your voice loud, missing Illyria's content streams, but I understand you have to go with the user. Devilman, I have a second channel. Wraec Gacha. There is a second channel. You can check it on my Discord. I posted some Illyria's videos there, actually. So there are some Illyria's videos. They exist. I posted like 5-6 videos. We're on like 300-400 subscribers. Maybe can I post this link here? We can make that happen, I think. Let's do exactly that. 375 subscribers. So that is my second channel at Wraec Gacha, where I will do Illyria's content. Illyria's content will be there, and maybe we'll do some other stuff. I'm not quite sure yet. I always wanted to do some other videos too. I play a bunch of Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Maybe just wanted to do some videos about games that I appreciate. So I'm not sure what we are going to do, but some things are going to happen and will be quite cool. Alan Koro, hey Wraec, hey Alan Koro, welcome to the stream. Marcus, yo, we'll wait for your review about this unit before I summon. Yeah, we'll test it in depth. So this is basically an ability. It is on a 14 seconds cooldown. The first time it will be casted after 3 seconds. That is pretty good. The 3 seconds is decent. The 14 seconds cooldown, does he have a huge... It's 35% of his HP, so it's pretty decent, I guess. Does he have a ton of HP? Well, it's pretty difficult to determine that right now. The damage is not significant. This is quite interesting, though. Way of the Forest recovers some HP. That wasn't too much. 3.5% per second, not too interesting. And there we have some energy. Yeah, 5% per second. I mean, he needs 20 seconds to recover to full life from nothing, basically. So, it's decent. But given that this is like a full ability, and you have to consider the power level some heroes have in that slot, like the power level some heroes have in their abilities. Think, for example, of Carolina. Think of Carolina. Carolina Snowball Witchery is an ability like this. So, yeah. The power level there, kind of different. So, who do we have here? Increase max HP. So the max HP buff here is actually very, very nice, because that probably plays into Verdant Barrier. So, that is quite a nice hero focus, I reckon. Then we have his ability, his Mythic Plus ability. Extends his route to trap vulnerable enemies on the battlefield. Whenever an enemy target is knocked down, knocked into the air, or affected by other displacement effects. So, I think... I mean, it's obviously an iron synergy, an obvious iron synergy at this point. I mean, the other part with Cassidy is not that important, it's also a displacement effect. I was hoping like that it also plays together with Arden, doesn't seem to be the case, so yeah. Some extra knockdown duration, bit of damage. And this effect can only affect the same enemy once every 10 seconds, so really is 10 seconds. And this is really the point where I would have hoped for some skill power shenanigans where we could reduce this cooldown. I think they really said 4 seconds in the video, but, well, 10 seconds. So, like really, you may do it with Iron once at the beginning of the fight. He does 1 displacement effect on every single enemy. Adds 2 seconds to it, which is nice, but this probably is affected. This Paragon stat. I think it's a Paragon stat that reduces the duration of such effects. So, yeah. Increases the damage, and then we have some life drain. I mean, the life drain... is it nice? I don't really want to say it's nice. I don't really want to upgrade it to test it as well. It's kind of expensive. Oh, let's see. Knocks back adjacent enemies by 1 tile when the shield granted by Verdant Barrier breaks or vanishes. I mean, could be interesting. I mean, that probably also works when the barrier is on the ally. So, I mean, breaking and moving the enemy is kind of interesting. The interesting part here really is that this is probably a displacement effect. So, in that part, that probably plays together with his Prowling Roots, allowing him to CC the enemy. So, not too bad. Not too bad. And this obviously also works. Okay, nice. I think we are going to summon for him. I mean, obviously, I can't just start a live stream and then say we don't do that. 80 is going to the shop at the end of the season, I believe. Let's check that out for a second, because I was wondering about that as well. Dream Store. And yeah, so we don't have Sorin in here. The thing I think they said, let's check that out. I also prepared a little bit of something here. We have a few soul stones, so let's see if Sorin is in there, if we can just acquire him. I don't think there's a way to actually check out what's in here. So yeah, let's just use it. Let's see who we get. Okay, we can't really... Oh, there he is. So Sorin is available now through the A-level soul stones. You can get him there. It is possible, so not bad. And then the other part that I want to check out is he now in the basic rate up? Did he enter the all your recruitment wishlist immediately? And yeah, he did. So you can also get him here right now. Fairly interesting. We are not going to do that right now, but maybe after... Isn't she? She's already Paragon, so we can swap that out. That's not bad. Let's do that. So they are available in here. He's also max because we upgraded him. Is it time for the owl? No, I like Parisa actually. Pretty cool. And here we have no other choice, right? Yeah, we have no other choice. Okay, pretty good. I mean, it's decent. You can summon for him. Bit less of an incentive to go for this guy, right? In that sense. Sorin not being in Dream Shop, yeah, I kind of expected that. I guess it is just like Koro said, that it's probably going to be adjusted after the season, maybe. Or maybe with the next rate up, I don't know. Maybe it's something that I could ask them how they plan to do this. But it's good to see you're available in all your recruitment right now, so we now know basically they enter the all your recruitment as well. Pretty good. Okay. Summons. Yeah, let's go. What do you think? Will we get him to Supreme Plus this time? Last time we managed to get Sorin as well. Do you think we will do it? Let me know. I love Parisa. I didn't really But I got to use her a bit more, of course, through Dur's Trial. But Dur's Trial is really interesting for exactly that. Making you use heroes that you formerly didn't use too much. So pretty nice for that. And Parisa did very well there. Well, then again, I also used her in the Wilder Tower. And there she was insane as well. Like such an insane Machida. End of the season, as they said. So they said that already. Okay, end of the season. Interesting. Let's go. First 10 bombs, sure you will. Okay, then I trust in that. Let's go. First 10 bomb. I want to see a double this time. I want to see a double. Maybe triple. Okay, we got 3 A tiers there. Let's skip that. I want to see the first animation when we summon him. This one is not guaranteed yet. The one after will be, though, I think. And that is just a single A tier. Let's continue. Next 10 bomb. We have to buy 5 rate up letters, which is no problem at all. Groot! Yeah, indeed. There he is, our first Groot. I mean, like, he's A tier, so he doesn't have an animation. I forgot that. No animation there, but he has a squirrel, so I give him +1 points for that. I give him +1 points for the squirrel. Squirrel is pretty cool. So we got that. Don't be confused by 7. And the first time you get this guy through rate up, you will get 7 because you get 1 copy to actually own the hero and then 7 more. So only 7 are displayed despite you really getting 8. Let's do the next one. Let's go. Come on, back to back. That is just a normal A tier, sadly. But we take it. We take it. A tiers also help us because we kind of want to get to Paragon 2. It's a bit depressing. Like, that's the thing on those rate up summons. You really don't get a lot of A tiers. On the all-year recruitment, obviously you get like 3 A tiers, 4 A tiers often in the summons, and here's just not the case. We get to really go for the pity timer. Can you say the German word for squirrel? It's Eichhörnchen. Eichhörnchen is the German word for squirrel. But the thing is, people say you can't really pronounce squirrel, and I'm not sure if I'm doing it well. So if you're a native English speaker, please let me know if I'm doing a decent job at that. Only 1 more to go. Like, that's depressing. We're doing a single, because I just want to get my Groot, Budget Groot and Budget Rocket. That's true. That's kind of true. So that's a single summon for our Groot with Budget Rocket. So there it is. Let's go. Next 10 bomb. I often get bad luck on the regular banner too. My luck on the regular banner is quite decent. We can just do some more if you guys want, because I think I have some tickets actually for that. It's no problem at all. We can do some normal rate up after the awards. No, I don't want to skip all of the animation, but I take a Parisa copy. Very, very nice. Ascension bundle? We didn't even get a copy. We didn't even get a copy. How is that an Ascension right now? Okay, the bundle came a bit late, but I actually want to buy it, so we are going to do that. I was prepared for that. Yeah, okay, was a bit confusing. Let's go. It's nice that I can pronounce that. Have you seen the Aileros update peak? A peak? I don't know what you mean by peak. I saw the Aileros update, obviously, but didn't see any peak accompanied by it. I saw a bit of, well, not, I don't want to say hate, but negative emotions. Negative emotions accompanied by this update. If that counts as a peak, well then we had some AFK Journey peaks as well, I guess. Well, we had an AFK Journey peak. First month on AFK Journey honestly was quite fire. Was quite insane. First AFK Journey month, damn, that was a fine time. Honestly one of the best times I had on YouTube yet. Really fun, really fun. But still is, let's be honest, still is quite fun. Let's go, next Groot, there it is. Kinda like that. Salazar's there as well. And there's our squirrel boy. 8 copies of him, we take it. Next 10 bomb. Okay, I have to buy 5 right up. Right there, so it was a bit... Oh! Bad, okay. Oh! Peak in that sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. But I mean, that is something that really, if you're not a native speaker, that sometimes just passes your mind. So I was at a peak, so I'm like, peaking in viewers or something, or in players or something like that, but I understand now why it's a peak. Yeah, I don't really want to comment on that too much. I will make a live stream on Idle Heroes, though, on my second channel this weekend. So, I mean, if there's anything concerning that game, then we can talk about it there. It's not really appropriate for this stream, so we'll do that there. Parisa, few more copies of her. Would be kind of nice. We take that. Let's go. Next group, please. Thank you. We take it. No double yet, but we take a next Groot. There he is. Kinda nice. We like it. So. Oh, back to back. Let's go. Back to back Groot there. Ulmus should not get too accompanied of that. Gotta say, Meerschweinchen, cause it's my favorite German word. I'm just thinking about the English word for that. Do I know that? Guinea pig! Ha! I know it. I know it. Some Salazar copies. He should be Paragon soon. It's British dialect. Parisa can sometimes suddenly kill enemy backing. He just hits a lot of enemies at the same time. Yeah. So yeah. Peak was used so often sarcastically as now means bad rather than good. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. Seth working his way towards Supreme Plus, I think. We don't have him anywhere close to Paragon yet. It's quite interesting that we have a new hero. Cat's a copy of him there, by the way. Quite nice. And the main topic in chat is the meaning of peak. And the several ways you might understand this word. Quite fun. Let's go. But we are, I don't want to say lucky on those, but decently lucky. We got a few early ones, so that's rather nice. Some back-to-back. No double yet. But some summons. I think after the next one I will check how far we already are. We should not be at Supreme Plus yet, I reckon. But probably in the vicinity, maybe. In the vicinity. At least I hope so. You got so many Luca. And I got another Groot there, but I think that's a pity timer Groot. Yeah, there he is. We take it. Woo! Check this out. Double Soren. I didn't get the Soren yet. But we take a double Soren. So yeah, makes sense if you want to get this guy, or I mean, in any way makes sense to adjust your wish list for early recruitment before you go into this, because it will play a role for the 80s that you get. So let's see. This new character looks good on PvP, but the Farlight games don't fix the bug from Arena 2, where characters get stuck and can't move. Iron Steel will never stop being the best. There are some counters to that, but yeah, it's super common to play Iron, and yeah, it's a pretty strong team. I agree. Hello, Batuan. Welcome. Another 80 hero. Yeah. I already talked about this a little bit. I wouldn't have expected them to do that. I honestly thought they would go for like an S tier this time, bring some hype into it, and I think we made this podcast with Volkin, Danger Grey, and Zebo, and we talked about all of this. And one of the things was that we say, well, A tier is nice. And I don't mind A tiers. In terms of power, they're pretty similar. It's just the acquiring, obviously, that makes a difference and makes them less desirable, because they are less rare in a sense. But we said, like, the thing is, marketing plays a role, and you really want to have a bit of hype around a hero. And if people don't like A tiers and don't really want to see A tiers in rate up, well, I think it's kind of nice if you give them S tier, so it kind of makes sense. Devilman with a 10 USD, gotta go, unfortunately early shift tomorrow, but we'll look forward to seeing the Eilero stream. Thank you, mate. I can click like on that. I can give that a heart. I will give that a heart. I don't know what that does, but I will give it a heart. Always like to do that. So, thank you, mate, for supporting. Hope you have a great day, and then we'll definitely see us in the Eilero stream. I think Ulmus could be a Thorin alternative in Iron Coms, but Thorin's just too strong here. Maybe PvE tank with Iron Coms, but I don't know. Thorin is still amazing. The thing is, in PvP, Thorin's really role isn't to be a tank. Like, you don't really put him in the team to tank because he can't tank. Tanking, the role of a tank in PvP would mean that he takes the damage that otherwise the other heroes would take. But Thorin doesn't really do that in PvP because you mostly face Iron teams, and if Iron pulls them together, Carolina will hit all of your team either way, so it doesn't really matter. The choice you make towards Thorin is really that you say you want another damage dealer and you want the damage dealer that is kind of unfair and in a way just is able to one-shot the entire enemy team. So I don't think you will really see him replacing Thorin. What you will maybe see, if that is good, and we will try that, is him being mostly support unit. He will take some damage, obviously, but I think if you put him in this Iron team, you mostly want him for this extra CC that he gives your team. So to be, well, and then being a tank and not doing much else is difficult. No characters to be excited about this league on Reddit with all the future characters. Only exciting one is the next Celestial. And yeah, they made this post today about a bit of a roadmap, which I really appreciated. We are exactly at Supreme Plus, by the way. My timing on this is impeccable. Last time on Soren was the same. I just said, okay, after this we will go and check. It always works. Pretty good. And they made the roadmap, really. So, there was like a group chat I had with like Vulcan, Danger Grey and Barry and everybody. And we said like, okay, they really listened. They seem to have listened to what we said on that podcast. So that is pretty exciting to actually not have that kind of influence. That would be incorrect, but to be able to give an opinion that is listened to is not often the case on such gacha games. I know quite an opposite example of that, where really you can say whatever you want and it doesn't change anything, even as one of the biggest content creators for a game. So this is kind of cool. But they made this roadmap. They showed a little bit of what they're planning, how many characters they are planning, how many Celestials they are planning, and this was something we see for the first time now, so it's pretty cool. And I'm honestly hyped to see what they are doing with that. I mean, we saw this leak with the upcoming characters. I mean, if you play the game, some of those are pretty obvious. The order is just a thing. And then sometimes you just wish that the timing would be a bit better. So not like you release Soren and then almost right after. I can imagine they had kind of the internal roadmap where they already planned all of this. So it's kind of tough to react to the community in that way. So I think they are really improving on everything. They are really listening and improving, but the question is really if they are going to manage to do it fast enough. So yeah. I see Ulmus as an off tank. I mean, in the sense of running off, yeah, definitely. I'm doing Ulmus, Granny, Iron, Carolina. That's a pretty tanky team. Honestly, with Ulmus and Granny, the question is really, can we build like a super tank team with Heben in there? Heben would be interesting. Perhaps better at PvE. I mean, PvE, the god character that you want is Fresto. What's his Supreme Plus skill? I can show you. I'm actually not sure myself. Let's upgrade him to +5 for now. Even though +5 probably doesn't change a whole lot. But I collected the blue crystals, so we're going to upgrade. And we have Fist Death in here, which is nice. We have Healing and we have Haste. Haste, very good actually. So not bad at all in that regard. One thing that we do want to do though, let's collect that. And then I need a little bit of a teleport to this guy. They keep making so many bad decisions. Yeah, in a way. Wait a second. My eye was kind of itchy. I mean, they keep making bad decisions in a row. It's hard to believe they ain't doing it on purpose. No, I think this season stuff is just very new for them. And they have a plan. They planned everything out, which is good. And now they notice that certain stuff they planned isn't working in the way they intended. And the thing is, they try to adjust, but it's difficult. So I'm hoping they manage to. I'm hoping they manage to adjust and hoping that they find a way. And I will definitely give them a chance and check out the next season. And I think the next season will honestly be good. I think the next season will honestly be good. So let's now get a full set for Groot, because we can just obtain this here. It's a full set of mythic magic charms, 3 mythic magic charms, 1 for every slot. What did we get? Attack speed, not too nice for him actually, but decent one. Ultimate strength, interesting. HP, very nice. And we got haste vitality. Haste is very, very good, so we take that. Nice. Do you think things are looking up, judging by the dev notes? Yeah, I think we need to have a little bit of patience. We need to check what they are doing, and then, well, everybody has to decide whether or not they like the game or not. That is really the choice of every person by themselves. But I think the good thing is we are seeing progress in the right direction. If you check it out, many of the points that are in this letter, I would call it, that they posted, or in this note they posted, they were mentioned in the podcast that I made with Vulcan, Zebo and Danger Grey. And those were topics that we were concerned about, and they addressed us. So this is a good progress. That is a good progress. If it's enough, well, I mean, I can't decide that for you guys. You have to decide that for yourself. And if it's fast enough, that is something time will show. Because we will see that if the numbers are decreasing or continuing to decrease. Because, I mean, it's apparent for everybody. If you go to my channel, click on the videos and just check out the views. Compare those views we have right now to the views from April, and you will see it's a lot less. It's a lot less. And of course that's a problem. Might be that people don't like me or something, but I don't think so, honestly, because I don't get a lot of negative comments really. And so I think it's really just player numbers decreasing and like an active part of the community going away to other games. And I think the time this really started was when Withering Waves was released. That was really a point where I noticed a severe drop in views. And I guess that was also where they lost a bunch of players, because it was a pretty bad time for AFK Journey right then. It was a bit of a bad point for the game, where unfortunately there was this big game release. So now they are working themselves back up, and this is also something that can happen. You can have a game that, like, where players decide, okay, it's not really what I like, and then maybe with the next season we'll see a big hype. But next season is like 2.5 months or something. It's a long time away. It's a long time away. No, on Soren we didn't have 1k viewers. No, Bodhi. I only had 1k viewers on stream like one time. And that was the Florabelle stream. There we had 1.7k actually. That was absolutely insane. But that was also like, I think the first rate up after Vala. So makes sense. So we have Groot now. Groot is set up. I think what we are going to do first. No, not that. That was something I didn't want to do. I wanted to put this filter on because I want to compare him to other whales. Oh, that was not smart. Other tanks in terms of stat. Let's put Granny in here. Let's put Thorin in here. Temesia is a tank. So now I have to know the tanks by myself, which is difficult. Antundra is a tank. So those are like the main tanks. Then we have Fresto, of course, but my Fresto is mythic, so I don't really want to compare that. It's also a difficult comparison because we have like we have the illusion there as well. Demo Beetle is already at 9%. It might be gone tomorrow already. Yeah, mine is also pretty low, I think. That was also quite insane. Where is it? 9%! Wait, are you on my server? It's also 9%. Okay. Stat comparison. We have him +5. HP 2.2 billion. 122 million attack. 46k Fizz with treasures, of course. That is decent bit of haste there. Decent bit of haste. We have no life drain. We have 15 vitality at the moment. So 46k and 2.2 billion. 2.2 billion are really the important part here. Now we are cheating a bit with the levels, right? Don't really like that. Don't really like that. So let's make this comparison a bit more fair and take those levels off of him. Still 2.2 billion and 45.3k. So now it's a bit more fair. And there we have 2.1 billion and 62 million. That's 62 million right now. 62 Come on, I don't know how they pointed that. So it's 62 million probably, right? That's a ton. That's 50% more. That's insane. It's a little less HP, a little less attack, but so much more fist def. Are those just the treasures that are so much better? No, that's an ultimate strength treasure. That's an ultimate strength treasure as well. This one has fist def. Could swap that out. Maybe that was... No, wanna save, thank you. Maybe that was the point that was unfair. It was a bit unfair. My god, those gave a ton. 56k. 56k, so it was a bit of the treasure. And we have none here, so it's 45 to 56, but still, it's 25% more? Yeah, I just checked that. 25% more still. That is quite the amount. So let's swap in Antandra, compare that. We have to check the charms now. This one has HP, energy on hit, so HP, it's difficult to compare. This one shouldn't have... Okay, this is just base, and this one should probably have more, right? They have all more, okay. Interesting. Let's compare 2.1 million and also more. So he's very low. He's very low, actually. The base stats are alright, but like the other stuff is very, very low. Let's compare to Temesia. Bit of a weird tank. I'll give you that. This is probably a fist def one. No, it isn't. Okay. And this one is neither. Okay. And here we have 2.2 and 54. So also like 25% more. So in terms of those stats, it is really a bit concerning. Okay, Thorin, we have Paragon. So, yeah. There we have HP attack. And here we have a fist def 1. So, I'm going to swap that out actually. Can't swap that out. Can I not? No, I can't. Okay, I can't swap that out. So, Thorin comparison, it will be a bit unfair. Thorin actually has a lot less. But Thorin isn't meant to be super tanky in that sense. Thorin takes a lot of damage. And Thorin then retaliates, so that is like the main difference. But compared to the other normal tanks in the way, Antandra and Granny, he's a bit more squishy. He's a bit more squishy. So, yeah, we'll see. Interesting. Ulmus is a healing tank, I guess. Total amount of the lost HP, and then you also have like energy HP restoration here. She can restore HP. Where is it? Can remove her egg, lose HP. Equal amount of HP, yeah. So she also has like a ton of HP restoration. And probably outperforms him in that sense. So we have to try a few things. Do we have to try Dream Realm boss damage? I guess, right? I guess. Let's go into Arena. I want to go into Arena. Just want to see what you can do. That is a bit weak. That is very much appropriate. Let's go. Granny with more CC. Yeah, the thing is we have to take somebody out of this team now. Let's take Skalita out. Let's take Skalita out. Where is he actually? So there we have Gru. We put him in the middle. Almost had more attack than the non-Thorin tanks. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. He's also supposed to deal damage, but Granny has like AoE and stuff, so... We have no seasonal stuff in here, so his charms don't work. And all of that stuff is not available. He has a bit less power, obviously. But I think we just go into the battle and check it out. Skalita would have been insane for this team. We're probably going to lose some points. So, we get connected. He puts up his shield. Shield pretty decent size actually. And yeah, the thing is, look at that. We get healed, but if we didn't have him, yeah. Okay, that was kind of okay, I guess. Did he do much? He doesn't die, so that's good. His shield looks pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. So I wonder if we can win that. The enemy doesn't have Scalita. We're fighting Carolina there. We didn't see his tree form yet. I think we are going to win because we have two very tanky characters can come up with Damien as well. This is pretty okay. We have the one range scenario here. He couldn't attack the Carolina actually for quite some time. Because he can't pass the iron. There we see the damage now. He has quite the time to do damage here actually. His slam is decent. It's not too bad. Actually expected that to be a lot worse. Damage wise, I mean it's okay. Did he tank? No. I mean he took some damage, yeah. But really our whole team took damage. Look at that. That's just very normal if you fight like an iron team because they have so much AoE on there. We can watch the replay again, just the beginning I think. The thing is, you get pulled together by the iron there. And there we have his twines. And the Carolina was just out there immediately. I don't know if it makes sense to run him. But it's good that Brownie's here. Brownie, the PvP guy. Brownie testing a lot of like Mauler PvP teams. Last time I saw he did some really great Mauler PvP teams. So really a PvP dude. Also some very nice videos if you want to check them out. Definitely recommend checking out Brownie Games. Cool dude. So yeah, we're testing him. I don't really see it, to be honest. But like in this fight, I didn't really see it. Even though he has haste. But I think it fits him in a way. Ilem. I don't know if we want to fight Itachi. That's like... Yeah, that probably doesn't make much sense. Shrimp? Shrimp is in my guild. Ah, but we are going to attack him now. He attacks me a lot as well. He has to suffer. He has to suffer. Shall we teleport Gru over to him? That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Shall we bring him the Gru? We give him the Gru. Let's go. Enjoy Gru! So like every time there's at least one enemy that isn't really concerned with anything of that. It's also quite fun that the Odie managed to kill already 2 of our heroes before our heroes even moved over there. And wasn't affected at all, it seems, by our shenanigans. Odie probably going to insta-kill him now, right? And he was charged off the map. Goodbye! So, yeah. He did do nothing. He tanked a little bit, but like... You don't really... This part is like the interesting thing. They are immobilized. They are moved. This guy is unaffected. So it doesn't happen to him. Doesn't change anything. He doesn't move. He isn't affected by the skill. And then... This guy is just in the way. And he moves so slowly. He's so slow, he's really slow somehow. I wouldn't have lost that with like another team. Haradir. Oh, it's insane, it's like full on. Flauschfaust. We can attack Flauschfaust. That's even a bit weaker. A little underwhelming. You can put him up in the front again. Yeah, it doesn't work against Scalita. That much we have seen. And honestly, I mean, like, we are watching at half speed. But, like, this guy is pretty slow. We're just winning those fights based on our power difference. Like, other than that, that is just like... It's just like no chance. He gets knocked down. Takes forever to get back up. I mean, as a hero unit alone, he is tanky, but doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. So, I mean, who would even summon that? That's, by the way, should be reported, that guy. Don't really appreciate that. Didn't see that guy yet. Okay, we take out Scalita again. A bit of a different map this time, that's interesting. Yeah. Maybe if he had some sort of taunt, yeah. But fun thing. Other units do. Like, there are tanks that have taunt already in the game. Look like, check this out, like he's standing there. He has like a super slow animation to raise his shield as well. So for his team, I want to watch that again. I want to watch this fight again.
Is this what victory feels like?
Atalanta is not a bad... Well, again, Atalanta, yeah. He takes some damage, but yeah. I want to watch the replay. Sad that you can't zoom in. Now I have to go really close to the screen. And there, I mean, there is some effect. There is some effect to it, and it can make a difference. Because we saw that they are immobilized, so we get some extra time. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. It's not like useless. It seems useless. But really, those fights with an Iron team, they are over so fast that 2 seconds can make a difference. So like, we can say it in Pritman terms maybe. He's not S tier in PvP. But maybe he can make A-. Something like that. Let's do one more fight. Andre. I don't always want to fight people in my guild. But that's just too weak. Need something strong. That's okay, right? Yep, I like that. Some Paragon heroes in there. I think that is pretty interesting. Okay, let's see that again. Alsa team? I don't see him in Alsa team. No. You shouldn't forget, those guys here, they are immune now to his effect for 10 seconds. So like, even if we had another displacement effect or something, immune for 10 seconds. Honestly, the better synergy, and that is now a bit insane, the better synergy for him would be Soren. Because Soren actually has a displacement effect. So in that sense, more synergy with Soren than with anything else. Okay, we have the root here. We have the root. First time we see that. First time we see him actually getting rooted. Okay, we see the big stone. Big stone gets thrown. Not bad. Not bad. Gets absolutely hammered by Scalita now. Okay, and he's dead. Okay, I mean that the stone did about a bit damage. Yeah, 10 seconds. They said 4, but it's 10. If you go... Maybe if you go super offensive. But like... Even... Look at that. Iron tanked more than him. Iron did more damage than him. Iron had a better effect on the team than him. Iron has the same synergy than him. So, really... Iron, in this sense, was the better tank than him. He takes a lot of time to do the root thing. It seems a bit longer because we have it like... We can watch the entire fight in double speed again. Maybe that gives you a little bit of a better perspective. Because watching that in half speed sometimes is a bit deceiving. I don't know why he's standing there so long. Like this CC doesn't seem to wear off. Like he's immobilized for an eternity. And then he moves over there, gets hit, now he's rooted. So that seemed longer than it is, and there were a few attacks in there. But then he does a hit, and you have to keep in mind, this time around, in this fight, he did an ult in his rooted form, which is the form where he's supposed to do damage. So we had this in this fight. And I think if we do a video about him, this fight has to be in there. We had this in this fight. So the good thing is he did more damage than Arden. The bad thing is Arden really died because he took a ton of damage because he couldn't protect him. Which he doesn't. He doesn't protect him. Scalita does protect you. Does Scalita displace or stun? He should displace. Is this a part of this? She stuns, but she should also displace them, knocking them back. Yeah, knockback is displace. So yeah. There is a displace in Scalita. So there is some synergy with her as well. I mean, if you could trigger that more often, maybe. Maybe with Soren. Because the thing is, with Soren you have those slams, you can stun enemies, you can knock them down. So you have that in there. He has a bit of synergy with him. They have a bit of synergy with him. But honestly, I don't see it. I don't see it like being super meta. And then we have the problem that Soren is Mauler and he's Wilder, so not really that nice for like a faction buff. Yeah. The problem with the life drain that he has there, that is also a bit of ugly design in that sense. We get the Iron ult at the beginning, and then we deal the damage that gives us the life drain. So we have that immediately at the beginning of the fight, and then we have 10 seconds, it says here 10 seconds, that we can't do that again. So then he has no life drain for the next 10 seconds. Try the Shark here, Soren, Scalita and Iron. We can try that. We can try that. Let's just try the team that Brownie suggested. I think that would be pretty cool. Still have tries. We obviously lost a few points. Let's attack Shrimp again. I think Shrimp won't be mad if we give him points. So that's pretty okay. And you suggested Shark here, Soren, Scalita and Iron. So I just removed Iron. That is of course very smart. And well done, Mr. Wraec, but I just can't click that Carolina. I don't know. That was a bit annoying. Then we have Scalita. We also have Shark here, which we don't want to put there, I reckon. And then we have Soren, probably towards the back here. Any preference towards the artifact, Brownie? What do you say? His X levels seem useless to level. He has some nice stats in there. So if you wanted to use him, I guess you would want to have the haste that is in there. That's pretty nice. So I guess it's like a +8. +8, so like about that. I guess that's something that would be fair. Where you get all of these stats, maybe +5, +8. You can go +10 if you want that life drain, but I don't see it being too useful unless you have like some really long fights. Maybe PvE. PvE, maybe. Yeah, okay, then we can just leave it on confine. Let's see. Half speed or like 1 speed. The enemy still there. Oh, Shark is already. Like the time that we can't move here is actually crazy. It's just too slow. It's just too slow. I love how it really doesn't matter against this team. He's just nuked away from the map. That's so insane. Yeah, against this team it's just, if we burst that we win, but like that, it's just pointless. And of course, I mean the Enlighten, we can fight him again. We can do what you guys suggest. We can Enlighten Soren. Same team. Wait, let me check if we can find him. Because we are a bit far away right now. Okay, that's the last one. Okay, we have to fight somebody now. Okay. I can try that. I mean, that's now a substantially weaker team. The thing that helped here, of course, they are still standing at that position over there. And there we had the second one. So we just inflicted that with Soren on the Arden there. We inflicted it on the Thorin. So we got some extra downtime there, which is nice. Which is nice. But will that be enough for us to actually win that? I think if we win that, it's really Scalita makes us win that. He's already back there? Okay, he's already rooted. Yeah, that really felt like a Scalita carry.
Another victory.
Okay, we got a win. That's just such bad damage. But he tanked. But every single unit in the enemy team tanked the same amount. So he was a bit useful there. I give you that. We saw some damage from Soren. So maybe. Not much tanking time. Now if you are like at a situation where you get super bursted, doesn't really matter. Like this. Okay. You guys can hear me well because I'm a bit further away from the mic than usual. Bit of back pain. Don't know. But a bit of back pain is alright. Last time we did such a stream and tested Soren, actually next day I had COVID, which didn't make the next week all too nice there. Soren did a lot of CC there. Yeah, Soren did reasonably well, I think. We saw some later CCs as well. Soren really not bad in this situation. He's supporting Soren quite a lot, I guess. But the thing is, I don't like this 10-second thing. The enemy team was substantially weaker. And his ult damage is ridiculously low. I think most parts that really won us that fight was like Scalita. Sound is fine, nice. Soren did some damage, yeah, but I think that was healed back up again, and then we had the finishing stuff with Scalita, and then we had an ult from him. We already had an ult from him. And at the same time didn't change anything. Like, it's so little damage from his ult. Yeah, we are nuking my points once again. There's Shrimp. Okay, we're going to give it another try against Shrimp. I kind of want to take out the Shark here. Honestly, we can try... Do we Rainier the Groot or do we Rainier the... I don't necessarily want to give him that. We can do that. Enlightenment. Let's try. I mean, that will make him more tanky, but if it does a whole lot, that is to be seen. The problem is that he has Odie. Like, Odie will kill Groot. Yeah, Groot insta-died there. Groot was instantly killed. So Odie bypasses it. Scalita bypasses it. But we got a win. And he tanked decently well. I don't want to say he is a bad tank. But I think we could have done the same thing with Granny. And Granny would have done it better. And if we did the same thing with Thorin, Thorin would have done it even better. So I don't really see the appeal of him, you know? I don't really see the appeal. Yeah, he tanked a lot, 4.8. But look at that. What's that? That's Thorin tanking the same damage. And we bursted Thorin down, so that was the good part. We bursted him down. If we didn't steal that guy and bursted him down with 3 heroes, that would have looked a lot different, but he tanked about the same damage. And we have more tanky units, we have way more tanky units. The next thing that I want to try, I think we are now pretty much... I think I have a pretty good idea about what he can do in PvP and what he can't do. I have a pretty good idea about that, I feel like. So, I mean, We can do the Granny thing. Maybe if we find him again, we can try the same thing, but Granny. Let's try that. Let's search for him again. Endgame, no. Touchy, no. Vivi, no. Oh no. Ah, okay, we didn't find him. I want to do AFK. Let's do one fight here quickly without him. So the good part at the beginning, Scalita instantly shields your heroes. Then you get your Damien heal and they survive way better. So like in that sense, I mean the team is a lot stronger like this. I want to find Shrimp. Don't accidentally want to skip him. Lemon Haradier, Mega Fungi. We could kill Mega Fungi again. There he is. Okay, we found him. We found him. What we will do, we will remove this guy. We will do exactly the same thing, but we will use Granny. And we will see how Granny does in the same situation. So it's the same situation now, but this time around we have Granny. So Soren insta-died, and Granny didn't get ported. The tree got ported, Granny didn't get teleported. That makes no sense. Didn't they fix that? Wasn't that like something they wanted to fix? Granny didn't get ported. Look at that. She just moved forward. Bam, is pulled back. She's never over here. She's always here. Yeah. So, that was pretty useless. And now we don't have a ticket, so we couldn't test that. Daily purchase limit reached, so no way to see. That is quite sad. That is quite sad, because that was not the same situation. Let's collect my loot. I did the tech very early, so we probably don't... Yeah. No top 20. Quite sad. Okay, let's do that. Is OD backline? Yeah. Let's remove that. I mean, putting in the tree seems so useless there. I don't know. Does it even make sense? Maybe we try it. I don't really see how it should work, but we try it. Yeah. But it seems you just don't like the tree because it's working somewhat right. I don't want to hate the tree, if that was what you mean. So like, I have nothing against this tree. The tree is... I just try to assess how good he is and what he can do. And what we found out was he tanked decently well. But he didn't have too much of a use for the Iron team. So we tried him with Soren, and we had a decently successful fight. Then I wanted to find out whether he is the reason for it. And Rainy didn't teleport him, which he teleported the tree, he didn't teleport Granny. Which I don't see a reason for. So we couldn't really test it, so I discarded that comparison at least for the test. He did okay-ish. So that is like the end of it. He did his job as a tank to tank. The problem is that a tank doesn't have too much value against the Iron Comp. So including in the Iron Comp, at this point his value is mostly determined by his other skills. Everything but tanking. So yeah. Again, he tanked decently well. Did about as much damage as a support unit. Didn't heal a lot, so... Not really that exciting. I think he has the same skill as Granny. Yes, the lock-on projectiles. Shoots a projectile at the target for every 2 seconds your control effect lasts on the target. It's not bad. It's a good skill for him, actually. And I think it's the same that Granny has. At least she also has a projectile. Yeah, it's the same as Granny. So next thing we are going to go for is AFK. We might be a bit over-leveled though. And we are going to do the mean thing of removing Fresto. And we are going to use Tree. We will see. Actually kind of a mean stage. Then again we are over-leveled, so... At least tanking shouldn't be the problem. And for that he could be decent. The good thing is if he makes the control last a bit longer, that's kind of nice. That is kind of nice. So I mean, like, we are not necessarily at the point where we want to see him because we are already killing the enemies, or are we? We are killing them with our normal abilities as well, so yeah. The thing is, it's not necessarily about whether or not he's weak. That is actually decent. That's not too bad. Look at that damage. It's pretty good damage. I mean, compared to Iron, that's a third. Compared to support units, it's decent-ish. But if we put like a Carolina in there, that fight would have been over in 10 seconds. So, decent-ish. That was kind of nice. But honestly, that's not a good ability. At least not for this team. For this team, that's actually horrible. You know why? The thing is, if the CC of Iron lasts longer, that means the enemies will stay longer on the ground. Meaning, you will have a longer period of time that your heroes walk towards the enemy, which means they are further away from your Smokey. And then, you can't kill them well with Smokey's ult. So that is a real disadvantage if you combine Iron with him. That is a real disadvantage there. I feel like mess up, I think... So I'm confused, I feel like people just want every character to be stupid OP and not balanced. Balance is good. The thing is, sometimes it's nice to have a bit of power creep just to get excited for. And if every character is like, well, that is the 4th most desirable Mauler hero, then it's difficult to get excited for it, you know? That makes it a bit difficult. So yeah, like, not super bad damage, but you don't really use... You wouldn't use him to deal damage. That is the thing. You wouldn't use him to deal damage. When you can kill the stage with units, then you use other units usually. Then you use stuff that actually deals a ton of damage. So yeah. I just want the counter for Iron on PvP. Well, we tried a bit of a different team. So that is the thing. You know what would be nice for the records feature that I don't hear anyone saying? For people like me who wailed on units pre-Soren or even free-to-play that don't even have some units. Records should be able to be filtered for the units you don't have, so it doesn't show all the recommendations including those units. Specifically for me, seeing Fresto everywhere is terrible. Yeah, Fresto is like standard now. It's like pretty much on every clear. Because the thing is, people here, often there are people here that go for those stages very early. So they use very low level units. And let me check this out. Yeah, it's like 460 or something. Well, we are over 500. So they use very low level units, which means they have low power, which means they then set the clears for everybody else. So the lowest power clear that we have there includes Paragon 4 units. Because they cleared it so early, obviously. Which is very, very nice. Did the new year just drop today? Yeah, it dropped like an hour ago. So yeah, we have Smokey in here. Usually the idea of this setup is like, you stall, then Smokey does his 3rd ult, then you clear everything. Won't work against those guys, by the way, because this guy will now straight rush and kill Hewan. So that is a bit of a problem. And the thing that I meant was, look how far they actually ran. Now my tank is on the other side of the map, and my team is spread very thinly apart, which can be decent because Smokey is now kind of out of line of the other enemies. But if you had enemies that were blocked now right here and would attack our tanks, they would be out of reach for our Smokey, meaning actually you would have a harder time pulling them together and getting them close again to Smokey to actually him to do an ult and actually killing them with the third ult. So that is indeed a problem. We're only winning this right now because we are overleveled. That is the only reason we are winning this. Yeah, I'm not free to play. I made a lot of actual videos about how much I spent and didn't do so for quite some time. We could do that again. No. Not really. I mean, like, if you go for the CC Iron route, that is a different story. That is a different story. If you just go like full on offensive. Okay, yeah, that's a different story. But the 10-second cooldown sucks. That much I have to say. 10-second cooldown sucks. We can try that a little bit. Let's try full on damage deal. It doesn't fit into the Smokey comp. So, the thing is, the Iron comp is not used for deep AFK progress. So if you want to go like for the max AFK progress, you don't use the Iron comp. You use like an Iron in there, but you don't really go for what I'm going to show you right now. You don't really go for where is my bloody heroes? I had heroes there, and then we can go Ulcer as well when we go full damage. And we go Quick Blade. You don't really go for something like this if you want to delve deep into PvE, into the AFK stages. You do this if you are OP and overpowered anyway. Then you take the most damage that you can deal in any way to just nuke those enemies. And I think he can make this a bit easier in a way. Because the thing that he does obviously is keeping them together for a longer amount of time. So in that sense it is a bit easier. It is a bit easier. But if you can clear stages with this team, then you are not really at the maximum of your capabilities. Would he work well in a Florabelle team? At least his abilities would work in there. Yes. You manually use Iron to pull enemies closer to Smokey. Yep, that is something you do if you go for the deep AFK stages, exactly. So you step by step pull them closer. With manual Iron, yeah. And then you need a few clears, because sometimes the hero dies randomly, and then at one point you manage to pull them close enough so that they are in the fog, on this blue fog of the Smokey. We can watch a clear like this. Wait, that... We'll just watch a clear. So that you can see how this works. That should be a clear. Yeah, this is basically one of the teams that they use. Sometimes they use Coco instead of Hewin. But it basically looks like this. And here you can see real tanking capabilities. Check this out. This is Fresto tanking. That is insane. 55 billion that they dealt to this guy. Still alive. And then the only thing that you can really do is clear this with Smokey. So yeah, you can see like how Fresto regenerates HP. That's partly, of course, those like Smokey and Hewin, but every time he does an ult, it's instantly back to full HP. And then you pull them together, you try to keep them in this circle, and the only thing you really try to achieve is to get to this blue smoke, because that now chips the entire damage of the entire health away. And Fresto really made it possible to survive that much. I don't think Tree can do the same. Because Tree will have severe problems with that. And Fresto is like the supreme tank. Fresto, the good thing is, especially for stages like this, where you have like some terrain in there, you have two tanks to spread it out a bit, so that helps. Rowan instantly dying is funny. I mean, Rowan is usually quite helpful to get to that Smokey ult a bit faster, but in the long game, if you kill them, I guess it doesn't really matter. Did I max Carolina for nothing now? No. If you don't really care to be competitive in a way and clear AFK stages as far as you can, Carolina doing something like this here is like a very easy and no time consuming way to do a lot of AFK stages. Because this doesn't take very long. If this works, it's very fast to clear the stages, because you need like 20 seconds or something, and the stage is either cleared or you lost. And with Smokey you're spending 40 seconds on every single stage at least, and then you need like 4 or 5 attempts sometimes. So the Smokey way takes forever. But it takes you a ton further. So that is like the thing. Because as you saw, if you check out the next stage, for example, and then we check out the records, 464, 455. So check this out. It was like 455, 464. That is like 100 levels before me. So that is like the thing. That is the main reason why you do this. Because you have so much more capabilities to progress. Let's check out AFK stages. Season AFK stage progress, 1470. He's 300 stages ahead of me. And that's endgame. I know he does this all the time. He spends a lot of time on clearing stages. He's at 1470. So this is like the thing. And I personally, I don't really like that. Yeah, I don't really want to do that too much. I did it a little bit, mainly because of Dur's trial. And maybe he's in there. We have Tank Trial is up. He's not in there. Where did they put him? Is he in there somewhere? Did I miss him? Sunrise? Oh, they put him in Sunrise. So we don't have any up there. We have Sunrise, he's in Cooperative Treasure. And he is in Focus Treasure. Focus Treasure is one of those that are very, very difficult. It's like the... why do they even show a Paragon one here? Paragon 4-star. That is not my Diana. I don't have a Paragon 4-star Diana. I would like to, but I don't have one. That's a bit weird. And there he's with 4 stars and there he's with 2 stars. Very interesting. Yeah. Don't know, maybe on this one. I mean, you have Florable, you have Granny, you have Arden. He could be useful in here. Cooperative Treasure, but in Focus Treasure, I'm not sure. It's mostly cleared by Diana, honestly. Yeah. Okay. What do we have to test? So I have a pretty clear idea about AFK stages. I have a pretty clear idea about Dream Realm. I have a pretty clear idea about Arena. Maybe the Order. That is something we should check out. That is something we determined last time and that we analyzed a little bit, because we have now the A tiers here, and of course he isn't in the A tier decision. So the question really is, where do you put him and what is the order? So in terms of A tiers for Wilder, we have 5 different A tiers in there. And we should now determine which priority does he take. I would say he doesn't take priority over Arden. No chance. No chance. Arden way better. Doesn't take priority over Damien. Damien way better. Insane. Then we have Parisa. Don't see it. Don't see it, I'll be honest. I think Parisa better than him. Better than him. And then we have the heroes I forget the names of. Luca. And Luca has a use. Luca isn't like not useless. You see her in some teams. You see her in some Diurnal teams. But that is really not a concern for most players. I forgot why though. I think she has like a non-permanent buff that she gives heroes. Yeah, increases all allies attack speed. So that is like the reason. Attack speed buff for Diurnal. That is all the reason people use her. Higher than Khafra. I think he's competing with Luca. I think he's competing with Luca. I think if you say like, okay, I want... he's a good tank. Leica? Do you say so? That's like in Germany, that would be Luca. That's like probably the thing. As well, by the way, we had the squirrel discussion at the beginning and some people said I pronounce it very well. If you really want to find out that I am not a native English speaker, I think the easiest way to find out is to give me some name I should pronounce. because I will pronounce it oftentimes in a very German manner. And yeah, so that is the way to expose me. So for example, you will pronounce that Leica and I say Hermann. And then, well, it's not correct. The English voice actor says Leica. Yeah, he's wrong. I don't know. So it's a question. It's not whether or not it's Leica or Luca. The question is tree or Leica. Is it worth your rate up tickets? No. 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 Don't use your rate up tickets on this guy. It's horrible. That is just the tier of this hero. Is that you can put him in there. When I have my Paragon or my Parisa, I can put him in there and I'll be happy to collect a few copies of him. But if the rate up, no. No. Tree. I mean, if you don't want to go for Diurnal, and I think most people will take quite some time before they ever think about Diurnal, and that will give them ample amount of time to go for Luca, I think they can go for Tree. But the question really is, what do you use Tree for? So, at the point where you're thinking about Tree, I think you have other heroes. You have, like, better tanks. In most situations, you will be fine using Atalanta instead. And if you have Granny, she's probably fine as well. And really, if you spend, you use Fresto. Kafratir? Nah, better. Better than Kafratir. I give him that. I give him that. He's better than Kafratir. He's better than Kafratir. So I will make the lazy thing again I did last time, where we talked about the order. I will say he's competing for fourth most important A tier in Wilder with Luca. Leica. I will say Leica, because you guys corrected me. I will say Leica. Is Granny better than him? I like Granny's skills better. I like Granny's skills better. I like that you have the energy drain in here. She deals damage, she recovers HP based on her damage. She has very swift HP regeneration once she does her ult. Also unaffected while she does that, so that's very cool. I think that's very, very nice. So that is pretty good. Then we have the HP, we have the Parasitic Seed, we have haste reduction. Look at that, minus 40 haste, it's insane. Minus 60 when you upgrade it. We have Taunt in there to actually reduce enemy damage that comes in. Instant HP regeneration. And then we have, look at the targeting, the smart targeting here. This skill prioritizes the enemy who targets the weakest ally. How good is that? Like somebody targets the weakest hero, bam, Granny will taunt him. Every 10 seconds. Hero focus, vitality so she can heal a bit better. Not bad, it's okay I guess. There we have, look at that. When Granny's HP is lower than 50%, the Glimmer Bloom shield grows bigger, increasing her fist def and magic def by 50% and recovering 100% of her attack as HP every second. And that lasts for 12 seconds. And then we can also gain unaffected there. So once you go below 50% HP, bam, immune to all CC, instant fist def boost, instant MDef boost, starts to regenerate HP. It's great. So yeah, Granny I think is the better tank. So in terms of tanks, I see Fresto better than him. I see Thorin better than him. I see Atalanta better than him. I see Granny better than him. And I see Temesia as worse than him in terms of tanking. In terms of hero, I see Temesia as better than him. In terms of being like a useful hero, I think Temesia is better. But Temesia is a horrible tank because she runs away even faster than him. In that regard. So, yeah.
Let's spar and see who's the better warrior.
That is like my final result of my testing. And of course, all my testing that we do in those live streams is pretty much very initial. So, we will have way more time during the coming week to test it. But I think my prior testing videos that we made in those live streams, they were pretty accurate. They were pretty accurate and they pretty much showed whether or not you want to summon for this hero and gave pretty decent decent result on whether it will be a good hero or a bad hero. And I think that was quite something. That was okay. And another month of saving. Yes. Yes. I'm just thinking about what we want to show in this video. Kind of want to show this fight, because this was a fight that worked. I kind of want to show which one was the one where he actually did an ult. Gar? I can watch any fight really. He had some wins there, but the wins were not by him. He's not fast, he's so slow. I don't know what else we want to show. But there are some players that we lost to who definitely didn't see a win for some time. Atalanta best tank, clearly Atalanta is a very good tank. The only thing that Atalanta has to do is she needs like a support tank, because she needs to get to like 1 ult. So yeah. We can watch like one of the fights against Shrimp where we horribly lost. I'm not sure. Wanna watch this? Or can watch something like this. Rary. Spot that again. No, you can't purchase Soren there. Probably after the season, Marcos. Probably after the season. Then we will see. Yeah. I think that is a decent fight to show. Because you see the shield a little bit. Oh wait, this is this one. Okay, no, we don't show that. That was like a very weird win. The beginning is pretty good, but then it gets weird. What do we have here? Which class to go for first for the Charm Merchant? Depends. I went a bit for Warrior, because I wanted to get Corrin Charms to deal better damage for the Primordial boss. I think this is pretty good. Because we actually see him become a tree there. And then he gets absolutely destroyed by Scarlita and has no chance to do anything against that. I think that is pretty nice. But who was the opponent here? I didn't check. Can I still see that? Who was the opponent? Wait. I'm just checking out the live stream. And that was Paradise. So it was this fight, the 40 minutes ago fight, this one. Okay. So I want to show this fight against Paradise, and I want to show this fight against Shrimp, actually. So we have one fight that basically shows how useless he is, and we have one fight that basically shows a team that might have some promise. So, this one against Shrimp, this one against Paradise. Okay. Okay, we have that. The question is, do we have a decent AFK stage? I want to record the video. I think we can do that live again. I don't want to show this team necessarily. What I do want to show is like a smoky team and why this is a problem, but I think this is a decent stage to do that.
Who else needs a little pick-me-up?
Can we just... Wait. I need a he-win.
Are you calling me?
I need a he-win. And I need you.
Potions for sale. Buy 4, get
And
1
I need...
free.
not you. I need you. And I need battle. Does this work if I exit now? Is this team saved? Yes. Okay, that worked well. Yeah. Okay, we have everything set up. Last comments. So we want to record the video now. Or I want to record the video. You guys are forced. Don't get to say. You will be there. And really the result of it will be that you should not summon for him. That much I can tell you guys at the start. I'm not recommending summoning for him. I will say, just as we talked about it before, that he is the as he's competing for slot 4 of the priority on Wilder A tiers. So that makes him pretty undesirable. He's mediocre. He's a decent-ish tank. But the other ones are just better. He can do this job, he can do some stuff, but the other ones are better. The most interesting part of him is his mythic ability, but that isn't always an advantage. Because in AFK stages he actually doesn't work well together with the Smoky team. And if you run like an Iron Comp, there it works kinda. So there it is kind of decent. And Iron Comp in PvP, if you try to put him in there, the problem really is that he can't tank against other Iron Comps, because other Iron Comps will deal AoE damage and shoot right past him. But there are other team solutions that you can try and are interesting, and maybe there's some combination with Sword. That is basically what I want to mention as like a short summary. So if you guys don't agree with that, then speak now or be silent forever. Let's collect my quest in the meantime, where you guys think about whether or not that is a good idea. Have you tried AFK Arena? I have not. I have never played AFK Arena. The thing was, when I started AFK Journey, basically they DM'd me, they told me, well, there is this game that we will release, do you want to check it out? I checked some screenshots out, I thought I like it, so I checked it out. I thought it was quite cool, and then I started making AFK Journey content. That is the thing. And I mean, I knew that it was like, that they also made AFK Arena. But I didn't know that that their games are so similar. I only was made aware of that later. And then people told me, this hero is also an AFK Arena, and there it was quite a bad hero or something like that. And yeah, so that's the thing. Yes. And let's drink something. The squirrel has to be in the thumbnail. I didn't make the thumbnail yet. Somehow we have to put, the squirrel is very cool. Has to be in, yeah. Okay, that is going to be in the thumbnail. Indeed, I love it. Animation, pretty cool. Gets +1 point for animation. Yes, awesome. Skippable. Let's see. By the way, I will delay the video a bit after the stream, so we'll have like 20 minutes or half an hour or something after the stream, because last time the video did pretty badly. Right after the stream. Well, decent-ish in the long term, but yeah. Yes, we talked about this a bit at the beginning of the stream. I think it has a promising future, because the devs do listen. So that is, I think, the best thing. Like the letter or note that they posted today was basically all points we mentioned in the podcast I did with Sibo and Vulcan and Danger Grey. So they listen to that and they try to improve the game, and I think that will, in the long term, be very valuable, because other games don't do that in that kind of manner. So I think in the long term we will have a positive development, but it might just take some time. So let's start the video. One take. 3 AM. Well, 3:30 AM. And we still have to do one take. Okay. Just to get my voice in order, and then let's do that. I hope I managed to do it in one take. What is up, guys? Wraec is here with a new video, and just right now I did the summons to upgrade Ulmus, the new rate up hero, to Supreme. Plus he's just now live in the Mythic house, in our mystical house there. Just the rate up here for 19 more days. You can see him right in there. Every 40 recruits, 1 guaranteed Ulmus. We tested him for quite a fair bit on the live stream. If you want to check that out, it will be on the channel, available in the live stream tab. And well, we kind of found out whether or not he's good, whether you should summon him. I will cover different aspects. We tested him PvP, we tested him Dream Realm, and even in AFK progress, so in the AFK stages. So if you want to know whether or not this hero is worth your rate up tickets, then stay tuned. Starting off, well, he is a tank, he is a wilder, he is an A tier. Kind of a lot of people don't really like A-tier summons. Personally, I think in terms of power, they don't really stand behind S-tier so much. But of course, it is a bit easier to summon them than it is to summon S-tiers. If we check out the Mystical House, actually right now, after the rate up for Ulmus ended, you can add Sorin to your wishlist. So it is now possible to summon Sorin outside of the rate up, and you just had to wait for it to end. So basically, if you want to go for Ulmus, that is also a choice right now. We did multiple tests. One of the first things we really tested was PvP. You can see I have 0 tries in Arena. We really did that. And I want to show off 2 fights that basically show off how this guy works. So he's a tank. He is basically, well, the second wilder tank we really see. The other one was Granny Danny. And the way he works is he has kind of a bit of lower stats, but he has a thing that he does when he hits below 30% HP. He will retreat to the backline and then become rooted there. And while he's at the front, he will recover HP and gain a shield. And once he retreats to the backline, his HP region will change to energy region, and he will start throwing bigger rocks that do AoE damage. And he will also give a shield to one of the units at the front. So the first fight I want to show you guys is against Paradise on my server. You can see we lost that. What we tried was like a regular iron comp, where we replaced Scalita that I usually use with Ulmus, and we tried to basically let him tank a little bit. And the thing that was pretty much apparent right at the start, that this really doesn't work. So while he does make the CC longer, which is his mythical plus ability, you can see that with those little twines, you can see all of my heroes here still get hit quite a bit. And most of all, the reason for that is that Carolina does AoE damage, Iron does AoE damage, Arden hits multiple enemies. So even though we run a tank, that tank really isn't able to take the damage for our team against an Iron comp. And there we for the first time see him retreat to the backline. You can see he just was hit below 30% HP. Bam, pops up there. Now starts recovering energy, trying to get to the ult. That's his big ult now, throwing the big rock. Does a fair bit of damage, not too much, wasn't enough to kill the Carolina. And now, once he gets hit a lot, Scalita can nuke him off the map, which has to be noted. Scalita can actually bypass this entire phase with him getting rooted in the backline. So can Odie. They will both instantly kill him in certain situations. So in that part, well, want to be aware of this situation, because not always will this retreat to the backline really save him. So in this fight, we basically already determined he isn't too useful in the Iron comp. Scalita is preferable, because Scalita will actually protect your units a bit better, and then Iron can just do the tanking for this part until Damien recovery sets in. So in that situation it was better. And what we then did, we tried a little bit of another team. And his Mythical Plus skill works as soon as you displace, knock down or knock up an enemy. And there are multiple units that can do that. One was quite recently released and didn't really see much coverage, so we tried him together with Sorin, and we had a pretty good fight with him, so I wanted to show you guys that. Sorin also displaces enemy with his hits. He can stun them if they hit a barricade, and the Mythical Plus ability, which we can see right here, of Ulmus, this works actually quite nice. So every time basically someone is displaced, knocked back, knocked up, something like that, he will increase that by 2 seconds, displayed by those twines, and then deal some damage to them, which is negligible. There is some life drain you can unlock. We didn't really go into that. I don't think it is too good. If you go to +5 or +8, I think you will be fine. If you really want to invest, okay, get that life drain, but I think not going beyond that to +15 would be quite the waste. Personally, I will keep him at +5. So, Sorin also displaces enemy. Iron does displace enemies. You can only trigger the root effect on every single enemy every 10 seconds. So, bit difficult, but still we tried, and you can see the results right here. We went for teleport with Rainier to make our Ulmus a bit more tanky. Those are the twines that you can see. Ulmus arriving there. Now we're taking care of this Thorin right here. Some displacement effects. We have some displacement over there as well. Iron's still on the ground. And now Sorin moves over there, and you can at some point see some of those twines there at the feet of the enemy, and those always display that now the CC gets enhanced by the Mythical Plus ability of our Ulmus. almost just got nuked by the Audi. If you didn't see that, maybe scroll back a little bit, because that's quite interesting. He didn't go into his root phase at all, so this poison doesn't get removed once he goes below 30% HP. Instead, got hit, is done, and now basically didn't go to this root phase at all. But still, the combination of his Mythical Plus together with Soren can be quite interesting. What you want to do on him to make him a bit more effective is basically scale his HP. His HP determines how big his shield is, so there are some interesting combination with Mythical Charms as well. If we check this out, the game recommends HP healing or HP Fizz Def Magic Def. I think HP Fizz Def Magic Def is a pretty cool one. HP healing can be decent as well. HP Fizz Def Magic Def fits into the scheme of like the shield and the enhancement of the Fizz Def and Magic Def, and the Fizz Def Magic Def buff is quite substantial, so you will notice that. Maybe go for that. If you are surprised that I have a full mythical set, you can acquire that from the Charm Merchant right here in the town. There is a pack for that. There is a pack for like the different rarities, and we bought this one for 480 red essence for 3 mythical charms. Other than that, of course, the tank challenge will help you there. In AFK progress, we tried him in different situations. He is pretty decent if you run him with an Iron Burst comp, but given that this is not really the meta against AFK stages, because if you want to go for a deep dive into the AFK stages, you want to run a Smoky team, and we also put that in here. We have a Smoky there. If you don't know how that works, basically Smoky, he has an ability for his Mythical Plus, and that means once he does his 3rd ult, that will do a ton of damage. That will basically nuke down the entire enemy team, chip them down with true damage, and is quite insane. So the goal of a team is to go for this 3rd ult and to achieve that by stalling the enemy. And usually you do that with either Thorin, Granny or Fresto to keep the enemy away. Granny is pretty good at that. Fresto is insane. It's just the best tank for that. I made the video about it. It's quite good. We try to do copy that now with the almost with the tree hero, and you will see there is a slight problem with that. So just right at the beginning, our iron activates. We pull the enemies together, and now they are twined there. And this means our heroes now had a way longer time than usual to actually move to the enemies, and they are pulled right in the backline there. And this means they are now at the furthest possible position away from our Smoky, which will make it very, very difficult to pull them back to him in the range of the aroma of his 3rd ult and actually kill them with that. We are over leveled here at this point, of course, so we will kill them either way. But you should be aware, he is really a bad choice as a tank for exactly this purpose. So there you are better off using Granny, using Thorin, or if you have him, use Fresto, because Fresto, well, he's very, very insane and very, very meta and perfect for those teams, because there is no tank in this game that can tank more than him, and that is exactly what you want. So, that being said, let's sum this all up and come to the point. Well, one thing that I should notice, he does decent-ish damage in Dream Realm, but you really, like, decent-ish damage for tank. Not really decent-ish damage for damage dealer, so yeah, didn't really find a proper use for him there. As a summary, he is a decent-ish hero, by no means worth your rate up tickets in my opinion, because we just have better tanks. We just have better tanks. I put them in here. Those are our tanks. I think most of them are better. I like Atalanta, very insane tank. We saw in the OD combination, I made a video about that. Can be super tanky, can taunt, can be very, very nice. If you go for PvP and you want a tankish hero, you go for Thorin. He deals a ton of damage. You don't really use him as a tank in the Iron comp. If you use him there, use him for damage burst, but he does that so well. And if you want to have a wilder tank, I think Granny is just better. You have very nice heal on her. You have a decentish damage even, really, with her ult. And she has her super mode from her Mythic Plus, where she just recovers a ton of energy, gets super tanky. And this is just activated based on her HP ratio as well. I really like her more than that. In terms of tanking, really, the only tank that I think is a little bit worse is Temesia, because she runs away even faster than he does. But she's just a very cool hero that can do a ton of other stuff for a team, knocking down enemies and just being very, very disruptive. So I don't really like him, and that displays in the order. As a tank, I prefer all other tanks basically. And if we go for the Noble Tavern, if we check out the other situation, which is acquiring him outside of this raid hub through A tiers, well, we have 5 A tiers right now. In there, he will enter as the 6th Wilder A tier. And of course, we want to have an order for that. So which A tiers do you want to acquire first? Which one A tiers take the priority? And in that, I would say the first A tier you really want to go for in the Wilder faction is Arden. Super insane damage dealer, tons of CC, is used for a ton of teams, is used in PvP. Great hero. Second, Damien. Superb support. Will bring a ton of regeneration for your team. Will bring haste. Very, very nice. Summoning unit. Also pretty cool. I like it. Parisa. Kind of overlooked. Ton of damage. Really great for tower. Really great for some Duros trial challenges. Is place 3. And then we basically determined that Kefla is on place 5 because he's really useless. And for the comparison with Laika, we said, well, there is the team with Dianelle where she's in there because she has a non-permanent buff that is very, very nice. Where is it actually? Increase all allies attack speed. So there's a non-permanent buff which makes her decent. And really, I think she's competing for place 4 with Ulmus. Ulmus, if you want a tank, you can go for him over Laika. That is fine, I guess. If you want to go for the Dianelle team and you already work towards that, then go for Laika because she's used in that scenario. And I think you just should get Arden, Damien, and Parisa before that. So, yeah. After all, well, or in summary, not really worth your tickets. Really, you should wait probably for the next hero. Hopefully, this one will be better. Maybe some people wanted a Graveborn hero, maybe that will be the case. Would be kind of interesting, would be kind of cool, because that faction doesn't really have a lot of heroes. Probably would have been a good idea to use them earlier, looking back, but, well, in hindsight, we can always say that. I think one of the best heroes we really got was Florabelle, looking back, yeah. Florabelle was cool. I like Alsa, I also like Vala, but Florabelle was probably the one that saw the most use. So, yeah. That being said, tell me down in the comments below if you summoned him. Are you happy with him? Do you wish, like me, that the next one is a very nice S-tier hero that has a bit of power, or is like one of the heroes you really want to go for? Tell me all of that down below. And with that, I wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one. Nice. YouTube voice indeed. So yeah, now we just have to make the thumbnail. And I mean, to end this, we will do my 35 tickets here. Let's see if we can get something nice. No, we continue. I don't mind getting extra Carolina. Yeah, I don't often make it in one take, to be honest. I often have to cut stuff. Ooh, S tier, take it. Nice. Often have to cut stuff. But sometimes it works. And then it's good. I like it. I think we gave the main point. We showed some interesting stuff. I'm eager to see if people come up with something cool. I'll tell you that. I'm eager to see if people come up with something cool, if they can find like a very nice team for him. Maybe with Soren. Would be very nice. Raid up runners are too long. They should release new heroes more often. I mean, like, honestly, I'm not even used to the rate they release them at right now. Because the thing is, I come from Aileros. Aileros is a game where basically we have one hero every 2 months. And then 1 month after it is released, there is like the Transcendence version, which is like an upgrade version of this, is released. So there are only like 6 new heroes a year in Idle Heroes. And now I come to AFK Journey and we have like 25 or something like that, or like 30 heroes a year, which to me still is absolutely insane. So this is like a ton for me. And yeah, makes it always a bit difficult to like understand that people want more heroes. I mean, I kind of... I'm not sure if you guys even want more heroes, or if you just want him to go away faster. Because we had so many crappy heroes recently, I kind of feel like it's less about wanting more heroes than it is about wanting the bad heroes to go away faster. Satrana at the moment is still pretty useful. Satrana at the moment is kind of nice, honestly. But after the season, probably Soren will be better. And if you are already in Endless, I would take Sorin over Satrana. Yeah. Epic. I didn't buy an Epic pack for quite some time. But I wanted to buy one more Stargaze pack. But there's no Stellar Crystal Pop-Up pack. It's like insane. Next Stellar Crystal Pop-Up pack is like at 1,300. That's madness. So I'm kind of waiting for another Stellar Crystal Pop-Up pack, and then we are going to go for Diurnal, by the way. That is at least the plan. So yeah. By the way, I'm very, very happy that I took the day off. I took today off, actually, and tomorrow. So I slept a lot to prepare for the stream to be available tonight. And then I slept a lot to... I made myself able to sleep a lot after. Because last time I was super, super done the next day. Because I had to get up at like 7 AM. And we streamed till like 4 AM. And so it's 3 hours of sleep, basically not even that. And then I got COVID right after. And it was like really, really bad. It was really, really bad. And so I took it a bit more slowly now. And gave myself some ample amount of time to recover. So I hope this doesn't happen again. Yes! Okay! Is there anything else we have to test? And by the way, while we are talking, let's run some auto battle at least. Let's not take this guy. Where is my Fresto? Fresto. That's the energy recovery. That is something we put over here, and then we are put auto battle. Where am I from? I'm from Germany, mate. From Germany. So yeah, those times is always horrible because basically the reset for this is at like 2 AM, and then we have and then I have to get up to work, of course, because like I'm not like, it's not my main job to do YouTube. I just do YouTube because I want to have some fun, do some content. But like the YouTube doesn't pay for my bills, so some months it actually. In some months it actually would pay for my bills. But yeah, usually I use a real job. Is it a real job? It's like, nah, I don't want to say that YouTube isn't a real job. I know some people that take it very professionally, and the way they do YouTube, it's definitely a real job. Talking about people like Vulcan, Barry, they do it in a way where you can't say that's not a real job, because they put so much time and effort into it. That's definitely more than 8 hours a day. So, yeah. I did some Stargaze and got 9,999 gems, but no copies. Yeah, I get a ton of gems always too. And then I happen to get no copies. Time zone is pretty weird for Europe in this game. That's in a lot of games. It's the same time zone thing that we have in Idle Heroes as well. It's also like at 2 AM. Ah, we got disrupted there. It's horrible. Cessia being mean. Yeah, sometimes it's good to have an OD with her in there. I struggle a little bit. Can we get to the next ult? There's like one more ult. We died. Okay. Okay, I think I will continue to clear more later. And for now, I think we are going to end the live streams already nearly 4 AM. I'm going to prepare the video, make the thumbnail, and then post that. I thank everybody for joining. Still got pretty good amount of viewers. We got 340 viewers at the peak. Very, very nice. I didn't expect that, honestly. Because the views have dropped so much in recent times. But we got a very nice amount of viewers. Thank you guys for joining in. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And next time we will definitely do something like this in 3 weeks. Maybe before that even. I'm kind of in the mood for streaming a bit more. Other than that, if you care for Idle Heroes, check out my second channel. I'm going to post it again if you haven't seen it already. Maybe sub to that too, if you care about Idle Heroes, if you care about some other gacha games. We'll be in there. And we will do a live stream there this weekend as well. It's not announced yet, but we will do that. Okay, like, that is a fair point though. Should I fight the Primal Lord? It's at 9%. That is like... I will consider it, Keon. I don't want to do it on stream. I will consider it, though. I will consider it. Thanks for notifying me. Bye, guys. Have a great day.